Hey there, everybody. It's Luke from Sunny Robotics, and today I'm going to show you how I anodize titanium. The first thing you need to do is make sure your titanium is nice and clean. So I sanded this titanium to 220 grit, and now I'm just going to clean the parts using some rubbing alcohol. You can see the part was pretty darn dirty. Next, we can start anodizing. So inside of this bath, we have distilled water mixed in with baking soda. And now we're connecting the positive lead on the power supply to the titanium. On the negative side, the alligator clip is connected to aluminum foil. Right now I have the power supply set for 30 volts, and I'm noticing that it's maxing out the power supply, so I'm trying to not submerge all of it in the bath at once, just to try to keep the power supply happy. At 30 volts, at least for me, I got a purplish blue color. And it anodized in probably a good, I don't know, 30 seconds or so. If you do this at home and you see a bunch of bubbles coming out of the bath, that's usually a good sign. That means it's anodizing well. And the more power your power supply is drawing, that's usually an indication that it's also working well. Now I'm flipping the part around just so I can try to get a even color. And just like that, it has been anodized. Not shown as I anodize the other piece, same process. Now I'm going to try to draw some lightning-like lines. I'm doing this using a needle and computer paper. So this is white paper from a printer. I'm going to dunk the paper into the bath, which is just distilled water and baking soda. So I got the paper fully wet, put it over the titanium. I have the positive lead still connected to the titanium. And I think for this I cranked up the voltage to like 100 volts. And then you just start kind of drawing. It does make an interesting like burning like sound, if you could actually hear this. I'm going kind of fast. This video is also sped up, so in real life I went slower, but in general I went kind of fast, which made the lines kind of small. I think if I was to do this again I would go a little bit slower, which would make bigger lines, and it would probably have more color to it. Whoa, holy moly. You want to make sure that you don't actually touch the titanium, because then you'll cause a short and sparks. Then I do the same thing. I'm doing half of it at a time. I think it's probably easier to do it all at the same time, if you can. Look at that. Pretty cool. Next, I'm going to do the same process for the wedge. So I just cut the printer paper, I tore it in half. You want to make sure you get all the air bubbles out. You want the paper to be as flat to the titanium as it can be. And then you just start drawing. That was pretty scary. Now I do the other half of the wedge. On this side, I went a little bit slower, and I gave it more wavy-like lines, which ended up looking better, but now it looks a little different from the left and the right. I ended up going back and trying to do the same thing with the left side, tracing over what I'd already done, but it was really difficult to see where the lines were, so it didn't look quite as nice on the left. But overall, it looked really good. Really happy with how it turned out. This is what they ended up looking like after they were dry. So that's how you anodize titanium. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.